Welcome back to What's Real. We Rise Up is a film at Sundance. It's a film about a movement. It's a film about the Army of Love, about environmental responsibility, and so much more. And here joining us on the couch is Michael Shaun Conway. He's the director of this great film. Welcome to Park City Television.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate being here.
So, this is an impressive endeavor that is covering a lot of different important topics. Give me an overview of the film.
You know, I like to say We Rise Up is about people rising up. What are they rising up to? Well, a fulfilling life. And what does that look like for somebody at the personal level? Well, fulfillment means that you're happy, you know, that you really feel that you're giving your gifts and living your mission on the planet. And then fulfilled life also has to do with our culture and society. It's like, what does it feel like to live in your town? What does it feel like to be with your community? Are people happy? Are they thriving? And then ultimately we say that to be fulfilled, really actually everything has to work. You know, there can't be large pockets of suffering on the planet and have us actually feel happy and fulfilled with that. So the film really looks at, kind of from a philosophical point of view, you know, what is it about our lifestyle, our way of living right now that doesn't work for us? Mm-hmm. And we identified this notion of success as being one of the core elements of that if we have a model of success that leaves us unfulfilled, even people who achieve it, get to the top of the mountain, mm-hmm. you know, famous rock stars, you know, they'll look and say, when I reached the top of that successful mountain, I didn't feel happy. It didn't give me the sense of like, finally I've made it. Rather, it actually left them feeling empty. So if our success model leaves people feeling empty when they achieve it, it can't be a viable success model. Mm-hmm. And also we can't have a success model that destroys the planet or harms other people. You know, we have a phrase, it has to be omni-considerate, considerate of everything for success to be viable. So that's where we started, and you know, if you look at that from a wide lens, then you begin to see that there really is no ideology that creates that. That there is no way of doing things. There's no right way of doing things. There's really only what people discover for themselves that's workable for themselves. You know, fulfillment's a personal experience. It's a thing that we're, I think, hardwired to have. But society's flowing against that. It's driving us in the wrong direction.
We have a clip from the film. I'd like to show that just to give our audience some context. Great. And then maybe have you talk a little bit about this clip.
Sure.
Right when we come back. Let's take a look.
We have to wake up to who we truly are. We have to grow up by dealing with all the blocks that live inside of us that might stop us from bringing that forward. So we have to get out of our fear and our limiting beliefs and our self-judgments and all that. And then we have to show up in expressing that in the world.
I had reached sort of the depths of a personal crisis. I looked in the mirror, I hated what I saw. This wasn't me. And the idea of doing this for another 20 years in this broken system where I was putting patients on a treadmill and living somebody else's life, it was horrifying. So what happened was, the way that I sort of tried to find a release from this was, I realized that, wow, you know, in the old days, in order to reach people with music or comedy or ideas, you had to have a tremendous amount of talent. In the YouTube era, you did not.
C-Dog MD, board certified to be the #1 doctor on the mic. You won't see another MD like me, an OG who nearly OD'd on med school. It's Dr. Z.
Our first few videos.
So this film is an incredible conglomeration of many influential people, from people who are influencers politically, business leaders, YouTubers, cultural icons. You brought them all together to not only talk about being your best self and being who you really want to be, being authentic and true to yourself, but also this environmental responsibility and taking care of our planet, which has been kind of tough. Tell me about how you did that so seamlessly.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
You know, one of the premises of the film is that we all have a gift to give, and that kind of makes sense, right? But the added layer to that is it's a unique gift. That you know, your gift, the thing you're here to do, is really just unique to you. And if you don't give your gift, if you don't sing your song, then the universe is missing something. And so we knew that we needed to go really wide to hear people's stories and to learn about their gifts. Otherwise, people wouldn't feel like they were represented or created in the movie. It's like, oh, that's a movie about those kind of people. No, we really want it to be a movie about all kinds of people. So you're right, business people, political leaders. D-Dog MD was just on that clip, you know, a doctor who became a YouTuber. And I think the thing that starts to come through the movie is that, oh, it doesn't have to look like anything. My gift doesn't have to look like anybody else's gift. And I'll know when I'm giving it because I'll feel fulfilled. I'll feel that contribution will make a difference to me. And you know, so the really what made the movie come together is kind of discovering this structure of things that were going on. The kinds of conversations people were having tended to fall into these domains. First, the personal domain, which we've talked about a bit, and then this collective domain. It's like, how do we be together? You know, right now I think we're struggling on how we be together. You know, how are we as people together, not as competing factions of ideas or even competing businesses to try to, you know, dominate marketplaces and things like that. These are what I would say is artifices. And they're not structures that are normal for human beings to participate in. They're pretty modern. But how do we be together?
Well, yeah, definitely a different way of approaching things, I think, than we have in the past. So we don't have a lot of time left. Yeah. In just a few words, what do you want the takeaway from this film to be? And I know that's a hard question to answer quickly.
No, I really want people to know that they matter, that their life matters, that the things that they do that are big or small, contributions they make that are seen or unseen, all matter. And that our way to really fixing the problems in our culture and society, fixing our problems in the environment, fixing our problems in politics, really comes down to us giving our gifts. It's a one-by-one, person-by-person revolution we're talking about.
Definitely.
Let's start being happy right here, and then collectively, and then universally.
What a wonderful message. Well, thank you so much, Michael Shaun, for joining us here. I wish you all the luck with this film.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film. I don't think that came across in the clip, but it's filmed. It's just spectacular all over the world. Thanks again for creating this for us.
Thank you for having us today.
All right, it is We Rise Up. Check out Sundance Institute for all the information about screening times and to follow where this movie goes. It's going to go far. All right, much more coming up on What's Real right after this quick break.